Okay. Starting this off with an explanation so that later I can say, just scroll back to the beginning of the video and here's the explanation of what's happening. If you're not aware, over the last week, the D&D community has exploded, and not in a good way. The open gaming license was something Dungeons & Dragons' parent company, Wizards of the Coast, wrote forever ago, and it's credited with as being the reason that D&D has boomed so much over the last couple years. Basically, what the OGL says is anybody can make stuff for this game and make money off of it. It was pretty simple. There was a couple updates over the last few years, but what happened a week ago was there was a leak for OGL 1.1, and there's a clause in this updated version of Wizards of the Coast open gaming license that says the old open gaming license is now null and void. So you can no longer make content about D&D for free anymore. That is what everyone is so angry about right now. I really oversimplified it, and I am not a lawyer, but that is the gist of it. That's why most people are angry, and it's why I have been stressed out over the last week. Making content has been hard for me, but I'm, sticking in there as best I can right now, at least. If you have any questions, please throw them in the chat. I will do my best to answer them. It just feels like the best metaphor I can give you is it feels like we're all playing a horror game with Wizards of the Coast as the villain and D&D. It feels like we're all playing a horror game with Wizards of the Coast as the villain, the big bad evil guy, and Hasbro, its parent company, as the GM. But this horror game doesn't have lines and veils, and it doesn't have an X card. Where's the card I hold up to say, I'm uncomfortable, let's get off this ride now, please? It's been a lot. What this means for my channel specifically, I don't have an answer, and I probably never will, because I don't plan that far ahead, to be honest. None of the things that I have in the works right now, like there's 4 videos I'm doing, one on travel, one on beholders, one on finding a game, and one on, I forgot what the other one is, but the script's written, I have to record it. The video that I think I'm going to make next, though, and put out just because it's what I need right now and it's what I think a lot of you are going to want, is a video about how to learn new RPG systems fast. I am currently recently joined a Pathfinder campaign. I've recently joined a Fallout RPG game, which is fantastic. We've only played 1 episode of it, but I had a great time. You can go see it on Cyber Nation Uncensored. That's the group that I'm playing it through. Hey, Fred. Good to see you. Are you as stressed out as I am about all this nonsense that's going around? But yeah, so I've been trying to learn games other than Dungeons and Dragons for a while. I'm super happy to be a part of the Pathfinder game. Really pumped to be a part of a Fallout game, which is I played through Fallout 4 a couple times and loved it, so I want to be able to explore that world more. I think it was a great idea, and being able to have more freedom in that world through a TTRPG instead of a video game is going to be a blast. There's a lot of other things that I'm excited for that are coming up soon. The Avatar: The Last Airbender RPG, Avatar Legend, is something that I've been excited about since I found out it was a thing. I have seen The Last Airbender TV show on Nickelodeon, or by Nickelodeon, now on Netflix. I've watched it through maybe 5-6 times. Fantastic show. Probably in the top 5 favorite pieces of media for me. But yeah, I think this is kind of where the system was going anyway. Yes, and Fred from How to RPG is going to be building a D&D clone that doesn't break copyright use or the OGL. I'm not sure if you heard, Fred, but I just saw a tweet from a couple hours ago that Paizo, the makers of Pathfinder, are coming out with their own open gaming license. And they're getting together with a bunch of other publishing companies to do this. And I think that's the best move against Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro that I've seen so far. Because with that new gaming license, it will just replace the OGL that Wizards had already made. No one's going to care about the new version that says Wizards gets all your money. So I think RPGs as a whole are going to stick around. They're going to be, I don't know if saved is the right word, but D&D certainly will take up a much smaller portion of the TTRPG space. And I'm okay with that. I've been wanting to explore new games, and I've successfully been able to join some of those. I'm also not going to cancel the D&D charity stream that I have planned. Next week, a week from today, a week almost exactly to the hour. Oh, good. Many companies were already making their new license. Excellent. Super happy to hear that. Paizo is definitely the biggest one that I've heard, just because Pathfinder is so D&D adjacent. But I think that is the right move for them. The biggest tabloid piece of whatever that I've seen today was D&D had a D&D Beyond had a stream scheduled for 2 p.m. Central Time. 2 p.m. came and went, and 15 minutes after it, the Twitch stream that it was going to be on was canceled. They should have already been airing, and they just waited until that time passed, and then they canceled it. A lot of people are taking this to be another piece of information to be up in arms against Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast. I do my best to, whenever there's a conflict, to find a middle ground, straddle the line, do what I can to see both sides of the argument in every case. And if both sides are bad, or I just can't find a way to straddle it, I will make the decision of what I'm going to do next about it, based on what I want to do, what I think will make me happiest in the long run. In this case, I have started making my own RPG. I have no experience in it whatsoever. It will probably never see the light of day because I'm doing it on my own. I might play test it at some point. In fact, that's going to be one of the stretch goals for the charity stream next week. Is this group that I'm playing with will help me play test my new RPG system. It's only going to be super simple, like 5 pages long. But I've had a blast doing it, so I'm going to keep doing it. Like you can tell if you're live right now watching this stream, you and 2 other people are watching this screen right now. There are only 3 concurrent viewers, at least according to what I'm looking at, and that's okay with me. I wanted to start this stream to air my grievances and make me feel better about what's going on. And so far it's working. I'm glad you're here, Fred, to talk about it as another content creator. I'm super excited that most of the content creators aren't just quitting. Nobody's going to take this lying down. We enjoy what we do, so we're going to keep doing it, even if that means we're not going to do it through D&D. We will find another medium. It's not hard. They definitely exist. Yeah, if you're still watching after that beginning rant, that's all I had, to be honest. I'm just here to hang out for a bit, talk about the OGL or whatever else is happening. Life, other games you're working on or playing. I recently have, since becoming a content creator, kind of stopped playing video games. And that's been, I don't know if tough is the right word, but surprising. Like over college and before and high school, I was just obsessed with the video games. It was a escape for me. And you could almost say I was addicted to it. And so being here at this point in my life now where video games aren't necessary for me to have a good time, I think that's a good thing. I like doing content creation instead. I've learned so much stuff through content creation and met so many awesome people, Fred included. Especially thank you, Fred, again for inviting me and accepting me into the round tables that you put together. It's meant a lot. Every single time I talk to you guys, I learn something new, and I have a great time doing it. And that's why I'm a content creator, is meeting these people and talking to them about just nerding out with other nerds about nerd stuff. That nerd stuff is probably not going to be D&D as often as it was before. I'm not a business person. I don't know if they're making the correct decision or not. Personally, I don't like it, but the reason I don't like it is because of the community's reaction. I don't like seeing angry mob mentality on the internet or in person. I don't know how to fix it. I don't have any useful opinions on it, really, but I do have to think about it now that I am a content creator. But my thought is I'm going to do what is fun. Right now, staying in my Fallout game, of course, staying in the Pathfinder game, definitely. Keeping on doing D&D stuff for now, yes, because I don't want the work that I've already put into those things to go to waste. I'm not happy about what's going on. That's already been said. I do have some other things that are slowly in the works. I've talked to about, read an adventure. Contact soon about more Game Master Roundtable meetings. Love the name change. You have a great day, Fred, and I will see you around. Hope you're taking all this in stride. Where was I? Water. That's where I was. I've only been streaming for, 5 minutes? 15 minutes? And I'm thirsty. The music we are currently listening to, because I always want to plug them, is from Michael Gelfi Studios. Super great ambiences, very good music. And I Honestly, their library is the biggest and best that I have found for tabletop ambiances. Or honestly, just I'll put in on some of their music in the background when I'm working, just to have something on, or I'll put on an ambience of, if I'm writing my D&D sessions, I will have the ambience of that setting wherever I'm writing it, to be there in the background while I listen to it. So if I'm writing something that's happening in a temple of water, like a scene of, writing NPCs, writing the person that runs this temple, I will have Michael Gelfie's Studios Temple of Water ambience. They actually have that one. I've listened to it many times. It's one of my favorites. But they have, I think, 1,700 different ones now. All of them fantastic. So that's what we're listening to. Some of Michael Gelfie's studio stuff. Hey, Alex. Good to see you in here. How's it going? How are you taking all this OGL drama over the last week or so? It's been a lot for content creators especially, but most of the time when I talk to someone who is a fan of the game but doesn't create content for it, most of my players, they're sort of like, yeah, that sucks, but I don't see a reason to stop playing, which is, kind of unfortunate. So wondering how you feel about it, Alex. I know you, if there's a problem, you'll have an opinion on it. And I'm curious to know what you guys think. Whether you're content creators or not, the OGL has affected us all, and nothing has even happened yet. All of this debacle is over a leak that happened weeks ago. It only got popularized about a week ago, and since then, the Dungeons and Dragons community has been in apocalypse mode. Everybody's running, hiding for cover, attacking Wizards of the Coast. Oh, speaking of attacking Wizards of the Coast, try not to, because most of the people that work there, like Jeremy Crawford, for instance, nothing to do with this. This is a management. This is a Hasbro problem. Let's not drag the rank and file employees that are the ones that actually created the game that we love. Wizards of the Coast is doing exactly what a responsible company with shareholders is supposed to be doing, finding ways to maximize revenue. Yes, they did do that, didn't they? And it is understandable that there is backlash because of it. They need to make more money. They said so in a Hasbro interview. I don't remember the source for that, but they said that Dungeons and Dragons as a label is under-monetized. And another source said that there were two options for Hasbro. One was to spend more money, hire more people, and slowly make more content. The other option was to steal the content that people were already making them by revoking the open gaming license. This has been handled poorly. If I was Hasbro, I don't know how I would have fixed this problem. Obviously, I'm not Hasbro. And I wish they had just done nothing about it and just kept going. Honestly, I think 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons had another decade in it. Nobody's getting tired of it. People are still playing it, and they're going to be playing it for long after we're all done with it. I think that it's unfortunate what has happened with the community. My D&D content will still be around, I think. but I will also be expanding into other areas. The video that I need, and I think a lot of others need right now, is a video on how to learn other tabletop role-playing games quickly. That's my goal for the next video I put out after this live stream. I'll probably put out another one of the classes that I have already made, and then after that I will have a new video about exactly how I've learned Pathfinder and Fallout and upcoming the Avatar Legends RPG so quickly. It wasn't easy, but I'm going to do my best to make it easy for other people to learn more systems. I think Wizard of the Coast has been pretty quiet about everything so far. They canceled a stream today, 5 minutes after it was supposed to go live. It just didn't go live, and then they canceled it. And the angry mob is using that as another reason to... As a future content creator, honestly, yes. This is the time to get into it, I think, so that you can cut out the D&D from your content entirely and not have to rely on that as a base. Like, they know me as a D&D content creator, but now D&D is dead, but I'm not, right? That's not how viewers' mindsets work. So you're right. Good luck to you when you begin your content. I will definitely be checking it out. This is going to be a short stream, I should say. Partly because this is stressful for me to talk about. I just need to get it out there. I need you, my viewers, to know what my opinions are on it. And I needed to voice what I thought about the drama that's happening and reassure you that this does not mean I'm going anywhere. Sure, DM might stand for Dice Master in Okayest Dice Master now. This is... Yeah, Wizard of the Coast D&D was unsustainable. It suffered from lack of competition. Not sure what you mean by that, but that's because I'm not, a business major. I think I need to learn more about this sort of thing. That's what I know. I need to learn more about how to run a business if I'm going to keep this Okayest DM thing going and become more successful. But like I said, I'm doing this for fun, first and foremost. So if learning about that sort of business thing, if I can't find a source of fun or joy or happiness in it, then I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. And that's okay with me. Pun totally intended. No, it wasn't. I just like to take credit for it. There's a, this has been an extremely stressful day, not only for me and my personal day job. We had our year-end reviews, and I was meets expectations when I wanted to be higher than that. The other things that are stressing me out was it started with a tweet this morning from D&D Shorts. And I know I'm not blaming Will for stressing me out. Super chill dude. Had a couple of contacts with him. Great guy. But it was his tweet that showed me the leaked email that said Wizards finally talked to its own employees about the leak and the nonsense that was happening in the community. And their explanation what most people took from that email was their immediate indicator for their source of revenue is D&D Beyond subscriptions. This turned in very, very quickly, turned into a battle cry for those that don't like this new OGL. I was never subscribed to D&D Beyond, so I didn't really have any power or voice in that exact instance, but it has been, I've seen people just going through and unsubscribing from D&D Beyond, getting rid of all of their, all of the money that they've been giving to Wizards of the Coast. And I think that is, it might be a wake-up call. It probably won't. There's no way that whatever is going to happen can be even called a wake-up call at this point. They are very aware. They have to be very aware of what's happening. They've called it an overreaction on the community's part. I don't know if that's the case. I haven't looked at the document of what the OGL 1.1 exactly is, and I probably never will because I won't fully understand it. I will probably look at some lawyers' articles about it. Already have. All of them have been negative. I need to see something from Wizards of the Coast, like a public statement saying, like explaining their actions. That's what most of the people are calling for. And I'm going to go into that statement with an open mind. They need to be able to defend themselves from zero. They can't, for most people, it's going to be looking at them from a, it'll be looking at them from in a negative light already. I'm going to do my best to not do that. It's hard. I don't know if I'll succeed, but I'll do my best. Lack of competition makes companies lazy. Competition in business, like sports, keeps companies sharp, focused, and looking for competitive advantage. Yeah, I can see that. When a company has 90% of the industry's revenue, historically, they all begin acting like a bully. Yeah. I don't have any background knowledge in this to back it up or support your statement or fight against it. So this is a new view for me. The in perpetuity language. The first lawyer article that I read about it, it said in perpetuity means forever. But it does not mean that it can't be revoked. It nowhere does the OGL 1.0 say irrevocable. That was the word, that the fact that that word isn't there is kind of what the OGL 1.1 is banking on. And that in perpetuity versus irrevocable line of thought is, I think, where most of the legal battles are going to be fought. It seems defendable from both sides. So I think that's what is going to end up being in court. I won't follow them, but I will definitely keep an eye out for the results of those. Like I said earlier, the point of all of this is to have fun, to increase happiness over the course of your lifetime. If you're doing something that is not making you happier and will never make you happier, you need to rethink your priorities in that area. This doesn't apply to business strategies, I don't think. But it does apply to my personal life. It is what I try to live by. When I have to make a decision, whether it's menial or actually very difficult, the thought behind it that I always use to inform my decision the most is I will look at one side and I'll say, will this make me happier over the course of my lifetime? And I will look at the other side and say the exact same thing. And I will pick the one that gives me more joy. Not immediately. This is delayed gratification. So if this makes me very, very happy immediately, and the other one, and it doesn't really have happiness over the lifetime, you know, pick the one that has the net highest joy. So I'm going to keep creating content. I've loved doing this. I'm streaming right now because I care about you guys and because it's a good time just to like be here talking to you about whatever. This just happens to be the hot topic right now, the OGL 1.1. The argument against the OGL 1.1 is the length of the OGL and how long it's been around and how much it's being used. It is being used a lot. Fred was in here. Fred from How to RPG was in here earlier, and he informed me that maybe not most, but a lot of other companies are now writing their own open gaming licenses. So dessert, I choose broccoli, you choose ice cream. I think as long as I had my broccoli, I can have the ice cream. I'll get the health benefits from the broccoli, and I will get the instant gratification from the ice cream. But if I have too much ice cream and not enough broccoli, that's a problem. You need to find a balance in there. Honestly, that's a great analogy. Broccoli and ice cream, making a decision of what to have for dessert or dinner. Because you're going to have both dessert and dinner, or maybe just not dessert. I don't know. I've been trying to lose a little bit of weight just because I'm just on the tippy top of the, I'm on the line between obese and average for the BMI, which usually isn't a great indicator, but I think it is a good way to it's a good number to look at to increase your health. Like for high blood pressure and stuff. Usually being overweight is not being overweight is not a good thing for heart health. Anyway, more nerd stuff. You need to have a run. You need to run. You have a game to run tonight. Excellent. Well, best of luck to you. Hope you have a great time with that. Let me know how it goes. Tell me the story in the Discord later. For all of you that are listening that aren't in the Discord, that link is in the description. Come hang out. We do basically this. Sometimes I'll just hang out in the tavern voice chat in that Discord, and you can just come talk to me, hang out. I'll just be working on, I don't know, thumbnails or writing my next campaign or whatever. And we can just talk about D&D, another RPG, anime, just nerd stuff, you know. I'm going to take a quick break because it is my responsibility to cook dinner tonight, and the plan all week has been to do pizza. So I will be right back. Give me, I don't know, 10 minutes, because usually if you see a frozen pizza, it is not a frozen pizza, it is a canvas, and I'm going to go make my art. So give me 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but I will be right back, promise. Not that one. There we go. Also, I should probably change that to a fade. Thank you, one viewer who stuck around. That might be me, I'm not sure. Alright, let's see. I think, since no OGL peeps want to stick around and talk about stuff, this would be actually the correct stream. Let's see. If I could, I would credit that artwork, but I have no idea where it's from. If someone wants to do a reverse Google image search for me, that'd be fantastic. Let's see. Let's do... I, like everyone else, am making a game right now. Let's switch that to the correct screen, and I will just continue making... No, wrong one. This one. Making a game. D13 is what I'm calling it. It has nothing to do with 13-sided dice. I'm going to put a timer on the pizza. There we go. Okay. So my whole idea for D13 is not mostly a dice system. The first part that I wanted to make it was any game that uses Dungeons and Dragons, or Pathfinder or Starfinder, or any game with players and someone that runs it, a game master, a dungeon master, a overseer, whatever it might be. This will be compatible with those. It is basically system agnostic, but what it is a different way to... It basically gives a story, a way to craft the story's structure. To, instead of having it seem like, you know, we're just walking around hitting things with swords and beating up monsters as best we can, there are going to be characters and stakes and plot points and crises, everything that makes people care about a story. So a book, a movie, a TV show. Yeah, a lot of people are going to watch, you know, action movies for the action, not for the acting or for the excellent story structure. Like, Godzilla vs. Kong. That movie was... I don't know if I want to say it was great. It was very, very entertaining, though. Hey, it's Stouffer. Just seeing your message now. How's it going? I'm doing pretty good. Feeling much better now that I've talked about the OGL a little bit. So now we're gonna go through and make a game, basically. And make this bigger for y'all to see. And maybe adjust it that way a bit. And now adjust it that way a bit. Yeah, okay. Alright, done finicking around. So, the entire group comes together. The first part of this system is the entire group is going to come together and pick a genre or system they want to play in. A lot of systems can do multiple genres. D&D is one of them. Pathfinder also can do multiple genres. They can do horror, sci-fi, all sorts of stuff. High fantasy, low fantasy. There's also ones that are very good at specific genres, like Fallout has a very, very clear vibe that you kind of have to go for. It is this somewhat gritty, post-apocalyptic world. Yeah, their silence really is maddening. I wish they would tell us more and tell it to us now. But, you know, we get what we get. So in the meantime, I'm just creating my own system, you know, for fun. I don't know if I'll ever play it or anyone else will, but we will see how it goes. So the first thing that happens is the group, players and the DMs will have to come together. Oh, I kind of buried the lead on that. There's multiple DMs for this system. That's how it's designed. Basically, we're going to have 3 DMs is how I'm designing it at first. That is up to, you know, the people or the future me to change. So the first part is going to be able to do multiple different systems. Like you can apply this to D&D, you can apply it to Pathfinder, you can apply it to Starfinder, you can apply it to Cyberpunk, you can apply it to any TTRPG game that has players and someone that runs it. So first thing that people are going to come together and do is they're going to decide what genre and system they're going to play in. They need to decide what kind of game that they want to play. There's games that are really, really good at doing, you know, gritty horror stuff. A lot of games that are good at doing gore. Other games are basically prancing around in fairyland, which is super fun. I mean, if you've ever seen the Dimension 20's Candyland series, hilarious. Love that stuff. I prefer the grittier, darker stuff when I run it. If you've seen my Garlax Chronicles series, you know. But the players and the DMs have to choose what they want to do. They have to sit down and discuss what they want. Otherwise, people aren't going to enjoy themselves. It needs to be clear how they have fun. So each player will create a character in the system that they chose. After they create that character, they will provide 3 questions or prompts about their character's story that they have not answered and they will not answer. So, like, who are my parents? Where am I from? You're supposed to write out like as much of your backstory as you can, not just these 3 questions. So you'll write out, let's see, I'll use one of my actual characters as an example. On Sunday, I will be playing the finale with my wizard character, whose name is, oh wow, I'm really tired. Jaren the gnome wizard. He is an abjuration wizard, very beefy, very short, and his whole thing was that he's married to a dragon. In the backstory, I said my dragon wife left, and I don't know where they went or why they left. So that was what I didn't know. Like, so my dragon wife left and didn't tell me why. So that's the prompt. That would be an example of a prompt. Then I could also have said, I also don't know I don't know who runs the country because I'm from a tiny village. But it's probably something I care about more. Maybe I don't know where my power comes from. That's fun. I always love writing backstories for players who haven't figured out where their power comes from. It'll be stuff like that. And each player writes a character and provides about 3 question prompts for their character's backstory that they can't and won't answer. They could also provide a couple of questions about the world that they don't know the answer to. They might not care as much about those, but it's good food for thought for the next steps. As always, the character should have a goal or motivation, like revenge, finding a lost one, or discovering an ancient secret. I've played and run for all 3 of those. All of them are great. The next step is for the game masters to have the room alone for. So the players have to leave for this. They go do whatever. This could just be session 0.5, where the game masters only get together and they design the story before session 1. They design it beginning to end. The players leave, and using the question prompts that the players have provided, the GMs sit down and they brainstorm as many ideas as they can. They don't have to use these prompts. It's good if they do, but they don't have to. These can be plot points, settings, NPCs, organizations, themes, anything that can be used in a story as something to write the story with. This needs substance of some sort. They do this until they can't anymore, until they're bored of it or they hit writer's block or whatever. This could be a minute, it could be half an hour. Next, they all pass their ideas to the next GM. Like, everybody takes all the ideas they have and they pass it to the right. And then they'll receive the person from the left's ideas. Once that rotation happens, they read through the other dungeon master's ideas and they rate them 1 to 5. Just like gut feeling. This is cool. This is dumb. And once they're all rated, passed around again, they rate a new list of ideas. This continues until every single idea has been looked at by every single dungeon master and they all have their own ideas back in front of them. They'll pick out the highest rated ones. So if there's 3 DMs and the highest rating skill is 5, the highest score an idea can get is 15. So they take all the 15 score ideas and they'll pitch them, put them in the middle, and start discussing how they might use all of these ideas in one story with these players and these characters. This is the fun part. This is the part that I will be looking forward to the most if I do get to run this. If I do get to run/play in one of these. The most important thing that they need to choose for the campaign is the theme. The theme can be a villain that has a constant presence. It could be the setting that they're in, like they never leave this city. Or it could be a single historic event that took place and keeps coming back up. Like, we don't actually know what happened here. And that's the mystery. That's what they're looking for. And it's basically, yeah, it is collaborative world building. They're building the world and they're building the story together. This is my favorite part of this that I've written so far. No, that's a lie. My favorite part is the next step. So they choose the theme. They make sure that everything fits the theme in the middle. They start doing a story structure, and I haven't written all of this out. This is about where I got, as far as the writing the actual story structure goes. But the story should have at least one setting, one villain, and it should probably have a lot more stuff than that. It could have more than one setting or more than one villain as well, but it has to have an inciting incident, a rising action, a crisis, and a climax. Classic, the graph, you know what I'm talking about? Are you like in, high school writing class? You learned how stories are built. That's what this is. We're building a great story that all the great stories follow. So you, can make a great story for the players. Next is DMs picking roles. This needs to be looked at hard. I am pretty lost. Right now, the DM's roles are between NPCs, description, and technicalities. So one DM will is an improv expert, will do all the voices, and I can do all of the acting and decisions for the characters that are not played by the players. Why not? Why shouldn't I? I'm freaking great at it. The other person will set the perfect scenes. They will be the one that describes the wind through the leaves feels soft on your skin as you walk further across the glade. But taking care to keep an eye on the rock to the side, which has lights dotting it that are slowly moving around it. You can't tell if they're floating or walking along at the edge, but it seems more threatening than anything else in this perfect forest. So one will do the NPCs, one will describe the scene, and the other one will be the one that keeps the game on track. I know I like to do sandboxy world building kind of stuff, and I will like put the players in a story and give them hooks, and they pick the hooks and go a direction, and I'll figure it out from there. With this structure, it has to be more railroaded. And I know that's like a buzzword that people don't like because you have to force them to do exactly this. This DM probably has the hardest job of keeping the players wanting to go where the story should go, where they had planned it in, session 0.5. The most fun part about this, I haven't even written down yet, but it's the fact that you get to be a player going through this super well flushed out world. This world is built by 3 people. Like when I'm running games, I forget details about my world. If there's 3 brains that helped make it, then the world will be much more in-depth. The details won't be forgotten. Someone's going to remember the name of that NPC. Everyone is going to have jobs. The DMs are going to have more cognitive space to run their parts of the game. This is why I don't like running games live on my own channel. I haven't tried it yet, and I probably will at some point, but I haven't done it yet because I want to keep as much cognitive space open as I can. And I can't run a stream and run D&D at the same time. Run an RPG at the same time. I'm going to have to start getting used to that. So that's where I'm at there. Gonna pester me in my DMs while I live stream. Oh, is that you? Tell me that's you, Stouffer. I'll wave. Anyway, to the people that will watch this afterwards, I've also put together a sort of rule set for this with optional combat rules. And I want it to be a D12 system. I've had pushback against this for multiple reasons. First is a D12 doesn't have as easy of a tier system as other dice would. Like a D20 is very clear quarters and halves. A D12 does the math slightly differently than that. Like it would be quarters, thirds, halves. There's ways around that, but the other reason that I might not do D12s is because people don't play games if they don't have the dice necessary. Everyone has D6s. That's why they're, the most popular die. It's just a cube. That's it. So I might change it to a 2d6 system instead. But I like rolling d12s so much. I don't know. This is like, I wrote all of this in like 2 hours. So there's going to be a lot of kinks that need to be worked out. Let's see, 0 viewers, but Stouffer's in here. Aw, maybe YouTube's broken. I don't know. Let's see. So the analogy that I'm going to use to sell this, EZD6. No, I have not played EZD6, but I'm writing that down now, right here, right at the top of this document, so that I remember to look it up. I'll definitely check it out. I love little systems. Yes, I want this to be tiny. So what I'd like to see is for all of this, both the story structure thing and the... yes, obviously. One would think, what, easy D6? Are you sure that's not a D8 system? I want my RPG to fit on 5 pages. I want it to be super easy to learn and super easy to run and super fun to play and to end up with a fantastic story. They are the underrated die, aren't they? I just like rolling them so much. That's not why Barbarian's my favorite class. I have other reasons, but it is one of the reasons. I love D12s. So yeah, I want this D12 system to be maybe 3 pages total, to fit in, to fit on my 5-page game. And originally I was going for a D13 system. So basically it's a D12 system, but you always get at least a +1. I quickly decided that was dumb and a bad idea because, you know, if you're just doing that gimmick, making people do math so the name can be D13, which isn't that great of a name to begin with, cut it. So deleting that. So my pitch for this is it's like Hunger Games, where a group of people orchestrate the world around a few individuals to make the best story they can. Except this uses characters and has even more creative freedom than the Hunger Games arenas would. So I have the ability scores. I decided I did want to use ability scores, but they would be further divided into more stuff. So with the ability scores being speed, toughness, smarts, and body. And then each of those will be divided into 2 more scores. So for example, smarts would be divided into street smarts and book smarts, sort of like intelligence and charisma, or intelligence and wisdom. And you would have a score for smarts. Like that would be 1 number. It'd be like 5. Okay. So if your smarts is 5, then there would be some way to divide up the smarts into book smarts and street smarts. And those would have to be different. I don't know how different they should be, but they should be different. And I don't know where I'm going with this at all. So if it's divided into book smarts and street smarts, it would be, smarts is 5, but book smarts is 4 and street smarts is 6. Or book smarts is 3 and street smarts is 7. They have to be an even number apart. So if it's 5, -2 is 3 for street smarts, and then 5 smarts +2 for 7 book smarts. I don't know if that's making sense at all. And it's just a vague idea I have in my head. I might scrap it entirely. everything would be done in rolls, in checks. So when you attempt something, whether that is pick a lock or punch an enemy, ooh, I will be right back. Sorry, I have to get the pizza out of the oven before it burns. So give me like 2 minutes. And we're back. I know that wasn't 2 minutes, but that's okay, right? Let's see. So the ability scores: speed, toughness, smarts, and body. So smarts would be book smarts and street smarts. Body would be like strength and senses. That's what I have them divided into right now. So if you are strong, you tend not to notice things going on around you because you rely on your strength to, you know, protect you from those things. If you are not strong, you need to pay attention to your surroundings. So that's why strength and senses are the divisions for the body. I don't know if I'll have combat. I did some melee and ranged weapon building, but I deleted them because I didn't like them. So here's the system for actually rolling the checks. You roll a d12. If you roll under the score that the DM tells you to use, you succeed. If you roll over it, you fail. Maybe something cool happens on a tie, but I don't know yet. The DM will add or subtract situation modifiers. So instead of setting a DC like in Dungeons and Dragons, the DC will essentially be your score, and you need to get under it to succeed. If, you know, it's something difficult, the DM will tell you to roll, add 2 to your roll. Or add 3 to your roll, which would make it harder to roll under your score. A lot of systems use this, and I kind of like it for how simple it is. It's counterintuitive, or it was to me at first, to have to roll under something to win, like low numbers, like golf, win. But the more I think about it from a game design perspective, the more I like it, because it's super simple and you don't have to add and subtract as much. I do want special things to happen if you roll an 11 or a 12. So rolling an 11 forces a complication maybe, and rolling a 12 gives you an ability point to spend, because if you roll a 12, there's no way you succeeded on your thing. I took this pretty much directly from Monster of the Week. And in Monster of the Week, you only level up and gain experience by failing. Like, that's the only way to grow. So as things get more and more difficult, if you did great in the beginning, they will continue to... You will... it will be harder to grow. Like, the other players are going to get better than you faster because you did so well and they were failing and leveling up. You didn't get to grow at all. Am I familiar with Pathfinder's level of failure/success? Yes. Oh, the way their crits work, yes. Yes, I do. I am in a Pathfinder campaign right now that is super fun because I get to be based, like, the world is so well built that I get to play a conspiracy theorist. It's so much fun. If you want to check it out, go to... we stream on Monday nights, and we stream it on Mistress Winter's Court Twitch channel. It is called The Facet, so I'll type that in chat for you real quick. You could probably find it as well if you go on my YouTube's community tab. I've done a couple posts of videos that of the VODs that have gone up after. But yeah, super great campaign. I love everyone I'm playing with in there. Yeah, no rush on it, obviously. Even if you don't want to check it out, that's totally fine too. I'm just letting you know that I'm having a great time running it, and I love talking about it. But yeah, so I need to figure out a difficulty ranking for DMs to do situational stuff. So the situational modifier will be a +2. I don't know how much change that is going to be. One session of Pathfinder, yay! Yeah, so it's a good system. It's a good system. I see why people have been screaming at me to play it before. And now I'm in a system, and I joined it just in time for this OGL dumpster fire. And I'm also making my own, which has been a lot of fun. I just need to play test it. I need to find a group to play test it. So if you have the time, 1 week from today, almost to the minute, we will be beginning another charity stream. We'll be raising money again for St. Jude's Children's Hospital to find a cure and help out children with cancer. Great cause. Super excited for that we get to do it again. I'm also very excited that we get to do it with the same people. We will be playing D&D. That's not going to change. They can't stop us from raising money for charity. The OGLs are going to stop a lot of things. That's one thing that they won't be able to stop. Charity fundraisers are protected by way too much legislation. So yeah, come check that out. I'm super excited for it. It is going to be more chaos when you donate. You get to roll wild magic surges, and they'll just be happening. And this time, instead of them just happening around, the players are going to have time to investigate why they're happening. So chat rolls on wild magic, and the player characters, the party, is going to have to figure out why wild magic surges keep happening everywhere all the time. I'm super excited for it. It's going to be a ton of fun. There is another stretch goal at which I get slapped in the face with a pie. So I'm still conflicted about how I feel about that. I am going to probably stop the stream in a bit. Ooh, yay! Yeah, the boss playtest fights. I don't know if those are going to keep going. They might. I'm just realizing that now. Man, those were fun. I might keep doing it. I don't want to fully boycott D&D because that's no fun. I do stuff to have fun. And I'm going to keep playtesting bosses. I reserve the right to change that at any time, but for now, I'm going to continue. I've got a couple other ones lined up right now. The Claw, the Psychic Dire Bear that we did last time, great. Honestly, they literally just moved the challenge rating up 1 and publish it, and it's good to go. It was a lot of fun. Yes, let's test out this system instead. Make a story together. Brilliant. I want to do that. Unfortunately, due to scheduling stuff, it probably won't happen until February, but 100% going to do more playtesting stuff with the community, just because it's a blast. It's just so much fun every time. So yeah, once this gets play tested out more, it will continue to develop. I'll be play testing it with players. If game designers want to come join the playtest, that'd be great. But yeah, Stouffer, you're already in the Discord, but those of you just joining, there is a link to my Discord where I run playtests for stuff. I've done a couple of new D&D boss monsters. I've done, yeah, that's all I've done so far. But this is a new RPG system that I've been working on just for fun. I don't expect it to ever see the light of day. If it does, it's going to be free. Maybe a pay what you want if I feel like, you know, seeing if people care that much about it. But you know, I'm doing it because it's a good time. So I'm sorry to those of you that just popped in, but I have to run. I need to pick up my fiance from work. I will be streaming again. I don't have one scheduled, but every time I get on a stream, it's fun. We talked through the OGL earlier, so if you want to take a look, listen to my opinions on that, and you know, a quick rundown of exactly what it is, just scroll to the beginning of the stream. Oh, more people are coming in. Darn it. Thanks for joining, everyone, but I do have to actually log off for the night. I hope you all have an excellent night, excellent rest of your week, excellent weekend, and I think we need to hear my usual sign-off now more than ever. And just a reminder that no matter what happens with the OGL debacle, everything is going to be okay. Have a good night, everybody.